The biggest challenge of telling a true documentary story verbatim, all fact?
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Weird Al did not kill Pablo Escobar. No. There's a little bit of fiction in this movie. I would say the biggest challenge really with this film was turning a 3-minute internet short into a full-length feature. That was like the most daunting part of it, is that we didn't want it to feel like a sketch, a comedy sketch that like wears out its welcome. The movie that I really looked at as sort of the high watermark for that genre, I guess, of sketches turned a movie is Wayne's World. Like Wayne's World is a movie that totally transcended its SNL material and built out this whole unique world for Wayne and Garth to live in, and had real stakes, and that's the thing that we tried to do with this script. Like we wanted to make it funny, but also tell a real, a fake story, but tell a real story, like a character that you can track and that you care about and that you want to see succeed at the end.
Now, what was it about Daniel Radcliffe that you saw would be able to capture the character, your scripted character?
Yeah, I think it was really like all of those career choices he made post Harry Potter. He just chose such unique, funny, bizarre projects, from Swiss Army Man and Guns Akimbo and Horns and all these. We were like, our ask was really specific for this. We're doing a comedic biopic, but we needed our lead actor to like not lean into the comedy, to lean into the drama of it. And like the straighter he plays it, the funnier it's going to be. And we felt with the body of work that Daniel has, with Daniel's body of work, plus he's a leading man who carried a whole franchise for a decade, there's really no better choice. He's a guy that it feels like he's going to totally get what we're going for and have the ability to, carry this movie as a leading man.
And what was the process working with Daniel and Evan Rachel Wood to capture the Madonna torrid love affair with Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah, just like Dan's Al character, we sort of gave Evan creative license to create her own version of Madonna based on what was in our script, which turned out to be this really like arch villain, almost like Bond girl. And she had so much fun with it. We gave her gum to chew. She needs like an affect, We gave her, she was always popping Bazooka Joe gum in her mouth and could blow these like perfect bubbles. And it just like, it worked. It's, every time she has this villainous turn in the movie, she's like ridiculously blowing a bubble. It was such a blast working with her.
Now, comedy falls apart if there isn't a good drama backbone to the story. What was the challenge for you making sure that you did have a dramatic story, you want to tell a real dramatic story with arcs, so the comedy then would be almost added flavor?
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of jokes that we took out of the script, or a lot that we took out of the script, some that we shot and we cut out in editing, because I never wanted to undercut these dramatic moments. There's we didn't want it to be, although we love the Zucker Brothers movies and Naked Gun and Airplane and in fact those movies feel like closer to Weird Al music videos than our movie does. But we felt like that, in a film like this, if you're constantly packing it with visual gags and focusing on that more than the heart and more than the story, it all tends to fall apart and there's no stakes and you don't really care. So it was a really delicate balance with like, retaining our fun, absurdity and silly stuff and just trying not to undercut it with too much comedy in the wrong places. Really, a lot of it was like endings of scenes. Like we would always have like a joke at the end after the emotional moment, and we'd be sitting in the editing room. It's like, we want to go out on the emotional moment. Like you want the audience to be left thinking about what just happened. And like when teenage Al gets in a fight with his father, and his father smashes the accordion and he storms out. His father says, "Get out!" And he's and there's this like moment on Toby Huss's face, this like, we don't know if it's regret or like we know there's something in his past that we're going to learn later. We had a joke after that where the mom comes out and she's like, "What happened?" And the dad says, or she goes, "Where's Al?" And he goes, "He's dead." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "No, to me, He's dead to me. And it was really funny on the page, but it just, it stepped on the moment. We needed that to carry us to our next beat.